911, what's your emergency?
This is Attorney Saul Badman. I've been trying to reach you about an ongoing case.
Yes, sir.
Uh, let's see. Could you meet me at the house at 3021? We'll have a chat.
3021?
3021.
Alright, I'll be on the way.
Okay. If you would, just come on
Yes, sir,
inside.
what's going on? Alright.
We'll just meet at this table here. So,
Alright.
I was contacted by, or my firm, I should say, was contacted by one Daniel
Okay.
Winston about a incident revolving, um, I believe it took place yesterday,
Yes, sir.
and there was a pursuit involving you where you struck Mr. Winston's vehicle multiple times.
Yeah, that's
Is,
what you're talking about. He was in my way. If he would've got in my way, it would've been fine. We were in a pursuit.
right, but I'm gonna be honest. He has full intent on taking this to court.
Alrighty. I mean,
Uh,
if that's what
but
he needs to do.
well, after discussing him with him, because I have an affinity for law enforcement, I tried to settle some deals with him to settle out of court. And what he wanted from you was if you would undergo a training program, we haven't figured out who would head it yet, that he would drop all
Go a
charges.
training program at the chief of police.
That is what he requested. And I
Hmm.
mean, if it's settling out of court, you have all right to deny his terms, but from there it would go to court, and it's not looking
Yeah.
very good for you because he does have body cam or dash
Alright.
cam.
I mean, I body cam too, so.
Yeah, so I mean, it's
Like you
up to
said,
you,
we were
but
trying. Yeah.
that's his terms.
Alright. I understand. I mean, that's fully his choice. Whatever he thinks is best.
Yeah, so from here it's on you on what you would like to, which avenue you want to go down. Can settle out of court and do the training program, or we can take it to court and let a judge decide. But
I mean,
in my experience, it's not looking good for you.
alrighty. I mean, I'll definitely think about it and let you know.
Okay, well just contact me as soon as you come to a decision.
Yes, sir. Alright. Thank you.
Mhm.
Oh, my bad.
Alrighty, I'm back. Okay, so I'm be a little rusty, but please everybody bear with me. So today's court case number one, State versus Jamal and Daniel Winston. This is how the court case proceedings are going to go as following. Each party will have the ability to do an opening statement. After that, we will go into the plaintiff will go first to provide evidence, testify, call witnesses, and supply any written evidence. After all that is done, the defendant will also have that same right. The defendant will also have the ability to cross-examine any previous questioned witness. After all that is said and done, we will have a closing argument by both parties to subject how the evidence should be viewed for the court case. After all that is done, a decision will be made by me, and then after the decision will be made, a written decision will be sent to both parties.
Hey, Katie.
Please. We already kind of took care of this. No interruptions. If both parties are ready to proceed, then plaintiffs will go first with their opening statement.
All right, court. The police tracked a stolen radio of a fallen officer to these two individuals. Upon taking custody, I believe the radio was not located. But they had ample time to go conceal the radio somewhere. And upon investigation, they were both holding illegal weapons, and one was an illegal immigrant. Mr. Saul Batman will try to downplay the situation and distract you. He might tell you that no radio was found, means we can't know that it was them, but GPS tracking and police testimony today will tell you the location of that radio and those on scene. That's all I got.
This is the arrest report for Daniel Winston. It was created by Riley. It states Daniel Winston was arrested on February 1st after a police issued a radio which had a GPS tracker was linked to the death of an officer. The radio was traced back to Stab City, where two white males were seen entering and exiting a building. When an officer approached the building for an arrest, one of the subjects fled to the roof, while Daniel Winston remained below and surrendered. Winston cooperated during his arrest and was placed in the back of a police vehicle. Upon searching him, we discovered several weapons, including a sniper rifle, pistol. As a convicted felon, Winston is not permitted to carry firearms. No radio was found. Winston was arrested for illegal possession of firearms. After posting bail, he requested a court date. So that's the Daniel Winston arrest report. Then there is one for Jamal Winston. This one was also by Lee, I believe, right? Lee didn't do the Jamal. Who did the Jamal? Sherman?
Me.
Shaw? Okay.
Mr. Shaw or something.
This one states Jamal Winston arrested on 2/1/25 having a police issued radio that. Okay, hang on. 2/1/25 having a police issued radio that an officer was found dead at 1082. The radio had a GPS tracker on it. We tracked it back to Stab City, where there were two white males were in and out of building. When an officer went to go in for an arrest, Jamal got up on the roof and was pointing a gun at the other officer. I took a sniper shot at him. He was wearing a vest at the time. He got up and trying to run into the biker club at Stab City, where officers cuffed him and found on him a sniper rifle and a pistol. When running Jamal's name, nothing returned. And he was running the radio for fingerprints on the radio that was found on him. Nothing came back on them, but GPS is still pinging at Stab City. We will need a warrant to fully locate the GPS in the building. Jamal Winston was jailed for not being in the system and having the two firearms on him. Okay, so that's context for you, Mr. Judge.
Okay, thank you. I'm overlooking the arrest reports right now as you were talking.
Wonderful.
So you can go ahead and just go with your open statement, and then we'll just get into the proceedings.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen of the court, I am not here to argue whether or not my clients were innocent or guilty. I'm here to argue whether or not the police actually had the proper conduct when determining that. Because as we all know, fruit of the poisonous tree is not admissible in court, and I strongly believe that the officers had no right to be at Stab City and had no right to even investigate my clients at the time that they did. So, upon further evidence I will provide as this court case plays out, I hope that we come to a fair outcome. That is all I have.
Okay. Alright, I'll call Shaw as a witness. Hang on. Let's put never mind. You don't have to raise your hand, you could just come to the stage, but okay, Shaw, state your rank and badge number.
I'm Colonel. My badge number is 301.
Alright, and let's see. In your statement, your police report, oh actually Riley's, the radio was tracked to that location?
Yes, we had GPS. Every police issue radio has a GPS tracker on it.
Right, the
So
panic button and everything.
yeah, we hit the tracker, and as we were following it, it led right to Stab City. And that's when we came across two white individual males standing outside, going in and out of the building. And I hit the tracker at least one more time while we were standing there, and it pinged right in that area.
Okay, was it pinged via Skybox or pinged via a script? How was it pinged?
Through the CAD system.
Okay, CAD system. Okay, you stated that Jamal was brandishing a weapon.
Yeah, when the officers went to go make contact with the two individuals, Jamal got up on the roof and was pointing a gun downwards towards the officers. And that's when I took the additional shot at him.
Can you clarify what gun?
He had a pistol.
Okay, was he carrying it or aiming it?
He was aiming it.
Did he discharge it?
No, he did not discharge.
Okay. And how many units were on scene?
Probably about 5 at the time. 6 maybe, yeah.
Alright, let's see. Where was I? We got where the scene led to, how was it tracked? Brandishing question.
Yeah,
Okay, so let's speak on both behaviors. Jamal, you said he was trying to resist arrest or flee or act
No, he
suspiciously.
climbed the boat into the top of the roof. Then when he came back down, he was trying to run into the clubhouse, and that's when one of the officers, Queen, finally got a hold of him inside the building and cuffed him. I think they tased him once or twice. I'm not 100% sure. I was outside.
So resisting arrest, but that charge didn't stick.
No.
Wasn't okay. All right. Based on your law enforcement background, is it possible he could dispose of the radio somewhere during that time?
Yeah, he could have hid it in his clubhouse, but we didn't search it, because we didn't have
Hearsay.
the proper warrant to go in his clubhouse and fully search it.
Okay. And you can confirm those weapons were not legally registered?
Yeah.
Okay, that's all my questions I can think of.
All right. Plaintiff. Any other witnesses? Any evidence?
Can I cross-examine before we switch?
You can cross, if allowed.
I didn't hear what you said, Sherman. What?
He can cross.
Okay.
All right. So, Mr. Shaw, can you describe in detail what the ping returned when y'all pinged the radio?
It returns a strong signal to the towers that we use for the radios, and it has a you have to hit the tractor a couple times at least, and the way the suspects fled, they're heading towards Sab City. But other than that, we retrieved the down officer, got him medical attention, and realized that he was deceased at the scene. Further upon that, I hit the tracker one more time. Me and the trooper Lee Riley jumped in my vehicle, kept following it, and I called additional units as we pulled up to the city. I sat there for a couple minutes watching the two individuals run in and out of the building. That's when two other officers pulled up, was talking. They gave me a word stating that they sounded like the two suspects, and that's when we went in for arrest. One jumped up on the roof. Da da da. Da.
Okay, so would that return a postal, or this is kind of
Yeah,
what I'm getting at?
it jumps. It's a ping. It jumps from one postal to the next to the middle of the road. It's just like a GPS, like in your vehicle.
Okay, so when you ping it, it would return a postal that it is nearest, correct?
Yes.
Would you happen to recall what that postal was?
30, 35, I believe. Let me look at my 3033.
3033.
Yep.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen of the court, I would like to point out the postal of 3033 would also cover the greater Mount Joshua area and is not completely confined to Stab City. Okay, further questioning, what was your probable cause to roll up on the auto shop?
Uh, my proper cause was the two white individuals kind of matched the descriptions we kind of watched out. When the two officers pulled up, was talking to them, they gave me the okay. When they went to do an arrest, they started acting.
Were you not
Um,
the one that made first contact?
no, it
Oh,
was
okay. So that'd be a
yeah,
question for a different person. We can throw out
yeah,
that
yeah,
question. I don't want to
yeah.
get you to
You can
say
very
something
well.
you.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, no. I was on scene first, but I did not go up and make any contact first.
So what were you responsible of?
Just the sniper shooting and taking the two suspects down for questioning and doing fingerprints on the radios that they were found and their charges.
Okay, so for the sniper shooting, can you describe where the suspect was in
He
relation
was
when you fired the shot?
he was up on the auto shop, if that's what you want to call it, up on the roof, pointing his weapon down towards the other officers because his pal was in the middle of, believe getting cuffed because I had my scope on him the whole entire time watching
Oh,
him.
okay. So he was just on the edge of the roof pointing his weapon down?
Yep.
Okay, I understand. That's all the questions I have for Mr. Shaw.
Yep.
Any more witnesses?
Yeah, we can seat Shaw and pull up Lee.
Alright.
Okay, state your name and rank.
My name's Lee Riley. My rank is Lieutenant Colonel, badge number 303.
Can you speak clearly for me?
My name is Lee Riley. Rank is Lieutenant Colonel, and my badge number is 303.
How long have you been a lieutenant colonel?
Can you repeat that question?
Yeah, how long have you been a lieutenant colonel?
For about 3 weeks now.
In game time, how long is that?
Mm,
Sure, we'll
no,
go 3 weeks.
3 months.
yeah.
What was your role in this scene?
I was just a person that was pretty much by Shaw the entire time.
So you were not the primary on scene or arresting officer or anything?
No, I think the arresting officer was Colton, the head of LSPD, and then Nadeem, the head of LCSO.
Were you the spotter for the sniper? What was your role with by Shaw?
I was just up there by him because I was riding in the same car as him, and I just didn't run down there when the other officers arrived there, so I was just up there. I went down there with Shaw when he went down.
For context, can you describe the scene of the bank robbery and the officer killing?
We arrived on scene to the bank robbery, and the suspects asked if we could walk up to the door for negotiations. When one officer did, they blew up a vehicle, killing the officer, and then they searched him for a radio and took off with the radio. We stayed back and gave the officer medical attention, and then we started tracking the radio to see if it would lead us to anywhere.
Okay, and where did you track the radio to?
It was to Sap City.
Stab City.
Yep.
And how did you get a ping at Stab City?
We tracked it multiple times, and it just kept on pinging right around Slap City, so tracked it using the CAD system.
Okay, so you and Shaw arrived on scene first, but far away, keeping a watchful eye.
Mm-hmm.
Were you waiting for scene command to arrive, or just other backup?
We're just waiting for other backup for our safety.
Okay, cool. And during that time, were the defendants' behavior? How was their behavior? What were they doing?
They were running in and out the building, looking like they're trying to hide something.
Okay.
Uh,
When
speculative.
when Colton and reinforcements arrived on scene, did any of them resist arrest, act suspiciously, run away?
Daniel Winston surrendered as soon as we arrived on scene. But Jamal Winston, he started running in and out of the building more erratically and then ran onto the roof.
Again, did you see a firearm in his possession?
We were too far away for me to tell. All I could see was him on the roof.
Or how did Colonel Shaw see it?
He was like down the scopes with a binoculars.
A sniper or binoculars?
He was using binoculars.
At the time? Okay.
And then when he saw the firearm, he switched over to his sniper.
Okay, during the processing of the suspects, what items were found on them?
We found the sniper, a pistol, on both suspects, and a radio, which we ran prints, and it did not come back to the officer prints.
Okay. I think that's it. That's all I have, Your Honor. Yep, hang on here. What's your name and rank, Mr. Golden?
My name is Colton. I am the 01 of LSPD,
01.
Chief of Police.
Cool. And how long you been Chief of Police?
About 2 weeks now.
2 weeks IRL. Okay. Describe your role in this scene.
When I first arrived on scene, I just kind of sat back and observed until we had the clear to go in. Once we got the clear to go in, I went in and one of the suspects took off on foot. When I found a suspect that took off on foot, I had wrapped around the building to see if there was a back exit, which I was not. So I then went back to the front of the building and had figured out that the suspect that ran into the building was taken into custody by another officer.
Okay. And were you involved in the alleged bank robbery and shooting of an officer?
I was not.
Okay. Did you come on duty after the fact?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, during processing, well, let me ask you this. So, I guess their investigation and tracking took them a while. How do they track the stolen radio? If you know.
I'm not sure how they tracked it. Like I said, I got on a little bit after all that had taken place.
Okay. And did you see the signal ping at Stab City, or were you not involved at all with that?
I was not involved at all with that.
Okay. When you arrived on scene, what was the suspect's behavior?
Just going back inside and back outside. So, like they were trying to hide something inside the building before we got to them.
Objection, speculative.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Did you search one of them, or?
No, sir. I just searched the vehicles that were there.
And was there any stolen radio in it, or any weapons, drugs, anything in
No,
it?
sir.
Okay, nothing in the vehicles. Based on your chief of police experience, is it possible they disposed of the radio when they were acting erotically, or Jamal was?
In my experience, I would say it was very likely that they did, but we could not find it.
Okay, without getting further warrants and stuff.
Yes, sir.
Cool. That's it for you, Mr. Saul.
Alright. Mr. Colton.
Yes, Your Honor.
I believe in one of the other testimonies they said that you were the first contact. Is this the case?
I was not. I was the second. I'm not sure who was the first. I believe it was Queen.
Okay. Do you know who gave the order for everyone to roll in?
It was Queen. Yeah.
It's clean. He is not here today, correct?
He is not, Your Honor.
Okay.
We have a statement from him at least.
I don't think so.
It's going to appear to be a no.
Okay. Alrighty.
Okay. So, Mr. Colton, you said you searched the vehicles, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
What prompted you to do so?
Just to see if we could find the radio or not in the vehicles.
Did y'all have a warrant?
No, sir.
So see here, this would be a criminal act, you searching through their vehicles without a warrant. I would like to point that out to the judge and the courtroom.
Yes, Your Honor.
Was there any warrant typed up that you are aware of for any of the building? Because I'm aware that officers went into the building as well.
Not that I was aware of at the time.
Okay, so multiple officers committed criminal acts. Okay, that is all the questions I have for Mr. Colton. I would like to turn to my client as he does have footage to provide.
Can the person describing the video give any transcript of what is happening? I mean, they were there.
Daniel Winston, if you would like to explain.
At this point, it was something with like
Just heads up.
oil
I know you're gonna be
change
under oath.
or something like that. I think He wanted an oil change, and I was pointing him to go over here, and I would do the oil change.
You think, or is it I know?
I'm like 99% sure. It was something with like the business job related. It was either like an oil change or like check the vehicle. It was one of the two. That's why I'm still pointing.
Well, don't stop there.
I believe from here he's being taken into custody. I'm not sure what there is to comment on. If you do look to the roof,
Clarification,
though,
Jamal's right here.
and what just happened was, if you saw, rewind the footage slightly, you can see a vapor trail heading towards Jamal behind the green box. And I would like to point out, on Shaw's testimony, they said Jamal was standing at the edge of the roof pointing down when he shot.
Okay.
At this point, you'll see him talking on the radio or something. He's like, I'm getting shot at. I'm getting shot at. What did I do?
I would like to point out as well, at this time there is no marked vehicles on scene.
Write one up real quick from a notepad.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen of the court, I'm not saying that the Winstons are innocent. What I am saying is that the police did not uphold their oath to apprehend them legally. They did not follow any procedures, they had no warrant. I believe under the fruit of the poisonous tree doctrine, I feel like I have done my job to thoroughly prove that they had no right to be there. All officers' testimonies led in different directions about probable cause, with none being conclusive, as they failed to provide any probable cause. The most conclusive probable cause that was provided was, quote, they kind of sound like the suspects. Officers admitted that they had no warrants and searched the vehicles. Mind you, these vehicles were not my clients. They were being worked on at the auto shop without any warrants. They searched the building without any warrant, and they had their guns out before even confirming that these suspects were from the shooting. Mind you, an officer shot at a suspect, and his testimony is different than what the video shows. In fact, my clients would like some type of compensation, as they feel as they have been wronged, and I am motioning for criminal charges to be pressed on all officers that violated the law on scene. That is my closing.
Okay. Is plaintiff ready?
Yes, per that video, body cam footage, we can't use that green thing on the roof, but also it blocks the view of your suspect, so you can't confirm nor deny that he had a firearm. Ladies and gentlemen of the court.
Real quick, if I can comment on that, that was before he
Yeah,
got
go ahead.
placed in the vehicle when the shot was actually fired.
Yes. But still, the viewpoint can't confirm nor deny.
Alright.
Based on that alone.
Okay.
A fallen officer's radio was allegedly stolen. Police led an investigation tracking the radio, and it was tracked to the location of the two suspects. The radio not being found at the time of the scene, that does not mean that they didn't have the opportunity to hide it. The fact that they were both illegally carrying firearms, and prior to that, the fallen officer and the grenades and bombs used in the armed robbery at the Polito Bank led to the means of a warrantless search through the time and dangers of society. That's all I have. Thank you.
All right. Are both parties an acceptance with what has happened with the proceeding?
Yeah.
Sherman?
Sure.
Alrighty. Give me a couple minutes and I will get back to you guys and make my decision. I gotta look over my notes and all that, and I'll let you guys know. So my decision is Jamal Winston, Daniel Winston are found not guilty of all charges, causes of lack of reasonable articulable suspicion to be on property and to search them. Therefore, both parties will be awarded $250,000 from the city, each due to damage of reputation and a warrantless search of themselves, property, and of other vehicles on property. For as all of the officers involved will have to redo proper police procedures that are brought to by the governor, and time to refresh themselves of the law.